Guavas, guavas. How we love guavas. Good morning, everybody. We wanted to show you guys our pink guava that we planted over 6 years ago. It was a plant we bought from Lowe's Home Improvement for less than $10. But this tree is one of our biggest trees that we have in the yard, and it's very prolific. If you can see all the way to the top there, sometimes 6, 7, anywhere up to 10 guavas on a bunch. These ones are very sweet. As much as we love them, so do fruit flies. So last year, we had to actually take every single guava off of our trees. And we have about 6 or 7 guava trees. What happened was fruit flies, they infested the guava flowers, and there was nothing left for us that was usable. So what we did was picked all the guavas off. We had maybe 300 or 400 guavas, somewhere in between there. We had Lowe's bucket full of guavas that we just couldn't do anything with. So we took the green ones off, the ripe ones off, we buried them. Just nothing that we could have done at that point. But this year, I decided to do a little bit of research. There's not really much online about controlling fruit flies, but a friend of mine, her dad used to work with plants and used to sell them, and he suggested spraying the bark of the tree right before it starts to flower, and you do that for a few weeks while it's flowering. You spray the bark to keep the fruit flies and the pests away, so that way it can go through the flowering stage and start to fruit. But you have to stay consistent with that, because once the fruit flies get in and they infest your guavas, there's really nothing much that you can do to stop it in that season. So I also decided to try this apple cider vinegar mix that I hang in the trees. It's apple cider vinegar, dish soap, and a little bit of water. The fruit flies, they are attracted to the scent, so they go in there and they pretty much just die. But these guavas, they're definitely worth taking care of. We get hundreds and hundreds of them every year, and this one bears all year round. We are here in zone 9, and guavas do very well here. Not a lot of people like guavas for some reason, but they're one of my favorite fruits. I mean, they can be used for so many things. We do juices, we do the jellies and jams, and definitely eating them fresh. But this is something that also grows very fast, and we prune it and trim it back every year. If you were to cut off one of those branches at the top there or anywhere on the tree, it would give you off 2 new shoots, and guavas would start to fruit off of those branches as well. So they can get a little bit unruly and out of control. And one thing I do promote is pruning back your trees, and getting them to the size that you want and the way that you want it. Because with guavas, they are going to start to touch on other trees. See here, there's actually 2 guavas here. There's one on the right and one on the left, and the one on the left here is kind of pushing over onto the other side. But once this is done for the season, then we're going to cut it back. And we're going to make sure that we trim it the way we want it to be trimmed. But I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there are already hundreds of guavas on these trees. And it's just amazing to see how many of them can actually hold on a bunch. And they'll survive the wind, the rain, even the hurricanes. I mean, some will fall off, but it takes a lot for these fruit to fall off the tree. That is our pink guavas. I hope I was a little bit helpful there with those fruit fly situation, because you really don't find a lot of information about that online. But for sure this year we should have some good guavas, because I spent that time to make sure that I was taking care of this tree. All right, well, have a great day, everybody, and hope to talk to you soon.